What's a radical lifestyle? For young people, maybe radicality is something that tends to attract. But what does it mean to be radical today? It's radical to decide to live the Dharma, but what does that mean? How does that express itself in our lives?
I think some people were really inspired by having this diversity here, because often you always only talk about diversity, but I think here with all these different nationalities and cultures and languages, it really felt like a place where you actually were really living diversity and really experiencing people who are very different from yourself, and still you share the same room, and it is really, really easy to connect, and everyone really felt connected and open. I think this is, it's hard to find that anywhere else, I think. So it's really the Dharma that creates that kind of atmosphere. All this started because Amog Ratna, a year and a half ago, he was at Adhisthana and he met Pranay Ketu, and I think he wrote an email the same day, and he said, "Hannah and Toby, what do you think about a young mainland Europe young Buddhist convention? I think we should have that in Berlin." I think we thought, wow, this could be like a really great chance to create the same experience that we kind of had when we went to the UK, to the big one.
Hannah and Toby emailed all the order members below 35 in mainland Europe, and there were 3 of us in the whole region, and I was the only one of them who could participate. So when they came to me in Stockholm to plan this event in the winter, we talked about wanting to address the fact that mainland Europe is very diverse, and at the same time there is a kind of European identity.
We started the convention with a little mingle session where we kind of tried to kick off the event and break the ice, and then had a talk by Prasadacharyan, who kind of led us into the theme of the weekend, which is One Sangha.
So we're from mainland Europe today and this weekend, so I think officially we're from 9 countries if you just look at the centers from which we have come here. We had these kind of background myths or stories in the team when this One Sangha theme came up. That triggered questions for me about how do you do Sangha and how do you keep a Sangha living and vibrant. I also think that has to do something with the strength of Triratnas. So we have a shared idea about community and about friendship. You kind of know that you have roughly the same idea of what it means to be a friend, because that's not always the case. You know, you usually need to really get to know a person to realize if we're on the same level in a friendship. But in Triratna, I feel that generally, not always, you can just connect and trust that the other person has a shared idea about what friendship is or can be.
We kind of thought about a symbol for the convention, and we came up with the image of 1,000-petaled lotus, which was also inspired by a poem by Bhante called The Golden Flower. It would be a great idea to have this lotus growing over the weekend and to create something together. And so every person who came to the convention was invited to design their own petal with something that was really important to them or close to their hearts, something that they wanted to share. Everyone just put in their creativity and their passion, and so I think something really, really beautiful arose, and it's so much more than the individual petals. And that's what One Sangha can be.
Hello, I'm Wannes from Belgium, from the center in Ghent. Yeah, I really love this convention. I'm so glad I came. And my favorite part of the convention this morning was the talk of Akasa Jyoti. She talked about the Dharma, the revolution in 2017. Yeah, it really moved me. A lot of stuff to think about.
Hola, soy Eva, vengo de España, Valencia, y me ha encantado la experiencia porque he conocido a personas de diferentes países, he podido compartir cultura, sensaciones, sentimientos que en otros lugares no podría ser posible.
On Saturday night we had a puja that was dedicated to Amitabha and Ratnasambhava because of their wisdoms of uniqueness and sameness, and because that was somehow connected with the theme of the weekend. Like every one of us is different, but at the same time we want to connect on the basis of our shared values, and we have something in common by practicing the Dharma.
Individually, we do need to have a depth of spiritual practice, but we also do need to be engaged with others. We need to be in connection with others because this also is an expression of reality. It's an expression of our interconnectedness. And it's where we get a lived sense of stepping beyond self and other. We need to be true individuals, but we need to be in association. So one Sangha is actually the path as well as the goal. It's what we practice as well as what we aspire to.
It's been a magical weekend. It's been great. 70 young Buddhists, lots of inspiration. And I feel for me personally what's opened up is a sense of possibility. That there's so much we could do with this region. For me it's like the region was an idea because I knew that we're different countries with different cultures and we talk different languages. But then suddenly you're meditating together, you're chanting together, you're discussing the Dharma together, laughing together and all the other things we've done this weekend. And I guess that's where you have a felt sense or felt experience that there is Dharma underneath the diversity. It's just something about shared life experience. It's the same meditations, the same ethical lifestyle and so on. It's just that with more shared identity that opens up to deeper communication quite naturally, and I think that's the difference, not what we do or how we do it. It's just that we share life experience.